We begin our story in the dark room, where we can hear two men speaking about being sold out by their informant. One man is a soldier that was on the mission to rescue the other man in the room. But because of being sold out, the enemy knew their movement routes and attack timings. As they sulk in anger, they hear loud footsteps walking down the corridor. Suddenly the doors gets kicked in by the captor and here drops another prisoner. As he hits the ground with a thud, the soldier identify the fallen man as the Sergeant Kim. In anger he tries to rush the captor, but the captor predicted that and before he could reach him, the bottom of the gun connected with the head of the soldier with a big thud. The captor then leaves with a big smile as the soldier tries to get himself back together after being smacked. Sergeant Kim went to the soldier to help him up. As he was doing that they started to hear loud sounds from the corridor again. Then suddenly the doors opened again. As it opened wider they could see the captor. They snarled, "What now?" As he finished the sentence that big man started to fall forward. As he dropped on the floor, they could see a short man with a scarf around his face. Masked man said that he is there to rescue them. They all stood up and started to follow him. As they started walking out of the building, they could see floor being flooded with the blood of the enemies. They started asking questions towards the masked man, but all he said is that he works alone and that he can't specify who he works for. As he answered the question, the door in front of them opened and in walked two more enemies. Before the soldiers could react, the masked man bolted towards the enemy and knocked them out. As he done that, he realized that inside the room there was two more. He pulled out a throwing knife and threw it perfectly at their hearts. Soldiers were amazed with the skill of the masked man. As they stood in awe, the masked man told them that they will pick up the pace from now on. They started moving through the building room by room and the masked man continued to eliminate the enemies without the problem. Soldiers couldn't believe the skill of the masked man, they even started calling him a monster. As they got outside, the masked man said that they will wait there for 1 minute. As they waited they started to hear a car coming. When it came to their vision they seen familiar faces. As they started to load onto the car, the masked man said that this is where they part ways. Soldiers started to thank him but he said coldly that he was simply carrying out a request. As the soldier was thanking him, loud sounds started coming their way. Sergeant Kim shouted, "Mortar rounds." As everyone dropped on the ground, the masked man was already firing his gun in the direction of the attackers. As the soldier looked at masked man, his scarf fell off. Then he realized that their savior was just a child. Now we skip 6 months into the future where we can see new student joining a class. He introduces himself as Ijin. Meanwhile in different class, girl is wondering if her brother arrived to his class already. As she is thinking, girl runs into the class shouting, "Oh my gosh. I just saw a hella good looking guy. He just transferred here and has a senior." First girl is thinking that it might be her older brother. She never expected her brother to come back since everyone thought that he died with her parents in a plane crash 10 years ago. As she sits there deep in thought, two girls come up to her and start bullying her. "How many times do I need to call you? You stupid or something? When we get to sport class, give me your gym clothes." Girl says that if she gives it to her, what is she supposed to wear? As she said that, the bully's hand connected with her cheek. And she said that is for her to figure out. Then we jump back to the Ijin introducing himself to his new class. All the girls in the class find him attractive. As he walks to his new desk, redhead boy puts his foot in his way to trip him over. As Ijin sees it he gets a memory of him promising his army friend that he will not fight. His army friend made him promise because he was scared for his opponents. Because of that he steps over the foot, instead of taking any actions. As he sat down a boy from the desk next to him introduces himself. "We gonna call him Park." They say their greetings and the class continues. Ijin looks out the window and sees kids running the track. As he does that he gets a memory from his days in the field. He ponders that this country is peaceful. After class his sister is waiting in front of the school for him. We learn that the girl that was getting bullied was actually his sister. As they walk home and talked about reconnecting after not seeing each other for 10 years. They are spotted by one of her bullies. To not make it awkward, Ijin's sister tells him that they are her friends from school. But it doesn't pass since the bully tells her that they not. As this happens the bully's boyfriend gets annoyed with the eye contact from Ijin. He stands up and asks our hero if he wants to fight. As he walks towards Ijin, the memory of soldier telling not to fight plays in his head. As the bully is getting ready to punch Ijin, his sister apologizes for our hero. She says that is not from here so he don't know the culture yet. So he didn't know that glaring is rude. The bully says that they don't care. Ijin looked at his sister and sees that she is terrified. In that moment something in him snapped so he pushed the bully away. Then he turned to his sister and told her to stand still as he placed his blazer on her head. As he was doing that, the bully started charging at him. Before the bully noticed, He was already flying back on his ass with blood streaming from his nose. Ijin said under his breath that in the end he broke his promise that he gave to the soldier. Bully's friend couldn't believe what happened. Did he really get knocked out in one hit? But he didn't have much time to think. As he was pondering on what happened, Ijin closed the gap between them in a fraction of a second, and with one punch to the stomach, he flew back few meters, stopping on the wall of the cafe they were staying at. Only person left standing was the female bully. She was frozen in place. Ijin looked at her with his emotionless face, and before he went to finish what he started, his sister took off the blazer from her head. As she looked around, both of the bully's friends were knocked out cold on the ground. And the bully herself was scared for her life. Before she could say anything, Ijin asked his sister if she wants to go home now. She agreed, so they dipped from the scene. As he was walking home with his sister, she asked him if he was the one that decked those two guys. He confirmed. She told him that glaring could cause him trouble in the future, since people can get annoyed. He said that where he was raised it was dangerous to glare as well. She asked him why did he do it then? He answered, because it looked like they were causing you trouble. She started blushing and didn't say anything else. When they got home, their granddad already made food for them. So they sat down and ate it. After dinner, Ijin started washing dishes and he complimented granddad's cooking. Granddad was happy because when he learned that his grandson is alive, he picked up some cooking classes. He asked Ijin if he had any problems at school, but he said there was none. Granddad was glad. He was hoping that Ijin will have no problems finding himself in new place. After dinner, Ijin went to bed. As he was laying down, he was thinking about the family that he is part of now, and how nice his life is leaving with his grandpa and sister. As he was thinking that, suddenly he got flashback from his plane crush. He went back to time when his mom put on the oxygen mask on him and hugged him hard to try to save him. Just before the impact of the ground, he woke up sweating profusely, as he was pulling himself together from the nightmare from his past. He heard his sister shouting that the breakfast is ready for him on the table and that she needs to run to school early so he should help himself to it. He thanked her and did just that. We skip to school where the bully girl from day before is telling the blonde bully, "We gonna call her Blonde B." That slapped Ijin's sister the day before that he is brother of the girl they bully and that he sent her boyfriend and his friend to Dekia land. We learn that Ijin's sister is called Daeun. As Daeun was walking down the stairs, she got hit at the back of her head by Blonde B. As she turned around, she was told to follow the girls. When she asked why, she was told that if she don't follow they will deck her on the spot, so she followed them. As they got behind the school, Blonde B kicked her into the wall. As Daeun was trying to stand, Blonde B told her that her brother don't know who he messed with. Those two guys that he decked the day before were friends of her oppa. Her oppa is in third year and is known for being a menace. Daeun got worried for her brother, so she shouted, "What are you planning to do to my brother?" As she did that, her chick met with a backhand of Blonde B. She said, "Who the F you think you are to shout at me?" Daeun started blaming herself that the Ijin gonna get decked cause of her. So she pulled herself together and bolted in the direction of Ijin's classroom. As Daeun got to her brother's classroom, Blonde BS Oppa was already there with the guys from day before. We gonna call him Ginger. When Ijin's eyes met with Daeun, he noticed her bruised up chick in dirty clothes. The Ginger says that Blonde B always nags him to do stuff for her. And apparently Blonde BS errand girl's brother decked his mate, so he need to do something about it. Daeun started crying and apologizing to her brother. He said that there is nothing to apologize for. As he said that, he sent the guy closest to him back to the dream world. Everyone was in shock. But he continued speaking that she is not at fault here, but those guys are. As he finished saying that, one of the guys from the day before launched at him with a right hook. Ijin dodged to the left without a problem, and with his right hand he punched the guy in the throat. The guy dropped on the floor choking on his own spit. As that happened, another guy tried to punch Ijin with a right hook as well, but before his hook connected he got punched in the kidney by Ijin. He fell on his ass doing barrel roll backwards, loosing his sleepers as it happened. As Ginger was watching what was happening in front of his eyes, he thought to himself, "Who the F is this guy?" All the people watching were in shock. In less than few seconds he dropped 3 guys without getting hit or building up any sweat. Ijin said coldly, "So you're the one who's been giving my sister hard time?" While looking at Blonde B, Ginger said to Ijin, "So you know few tricks, eh?" Ijin didn't even acknowledge him, still glaring at Blonde B. Ginger launched a right kick at Ijin's head, shouting, "You think you can just ignore me?" In his head he thought that he got a clean hit on him. But Ijin just booked his kick with one arm without a problem. So Ginger tried again with the other leg. It got blocked again without any problem. But this time Ijin grabbed his leg and pulled him towards himself. As he did that he lunged left straight into the Ginger's face. He dropped on the floor with a bloody nose. As he looked up, Ijin was towering over him with a blank face. Ginger was about to say something, but before he could, he got kicked in the face and he just passed out. Everyone that was gathered in that classroom was in shock because Ginger used to run the school. But most surprised was Blonde B. After Ijin decked all the guys, he started walking towards her. She was scared that she will be next. And she would be, but at that moment Daeum grabbed Ijin by his arm and told him to stop it. Ijin asked her, "Why? Those were the people that made your life harder at school." "No?" She said that it's okay now and that he should walk her to her class. He agreed and off they went. Everyone was still in shock in that class. And Blonde B called her brother and his mates morons for getting beat up by one guy. Now we follow Ijin and his sister walking to her class. She apologizes to him that because of her, he had to fight 2 days in a row. And she acknowledges his skill. He says that of course he would fight. Where he was raised everyone was selfish and did only things that will benefit them. But even they changed when it came to be about their family. That made him wonder what family actually is. Daeum said that didn't he say that he don't really remember her and the granddad. He agrees but says that he is sure that they are family so he want to protect them if he can. Daeum smiles and says that she is fine now to go the rest of the way herself. And he should go back to his class now or he will be late. As she said that she smiled at him and zoomed into her class. As he got back to his class all his classmates congratulated him on his victory and praised his skill. Even the guy that tried to trip him over the day before. Park said that he was looking awesome and that he is his hero now. Meanwhile in the other class Ginger and Hyo's mates are furious. He says that something is different about Ijin, the way he fights and his aura is something he never seen before. As he thinks that, his sister Blonde B says that he was just caught off guard and that Ijin is just one person. Ginger told her to shut her mouth. If she gonna keep yapping then she should try to fight him herself. She got pissed, she turned around and went back to her class. As she got there she walked past Daeum's desk. She said him jealous now. If something bad happens you can just run crying to your brother and he will sort it out. Daeum didn't say a word. As Blonde B got to her desk she was pissed that Daeum was ignoring her and that she can't do anything about it. She said to herself that she will not allow it. After school as Daeum was waiting for Ijin to walk back home. She was deep in thought thinking if her school life can go back to normal now. If she can finally go to school and not worry that she will be bullied. As she was wondering Ijin startled her asking what was she thinking about so hard that she didn't hear him calling her name. She apologized and brushed off his question. She said that on the way home they should stop by the shop and buy few things. She adds that granddad is always hungry after work so she likes to make sure that the dinner is ready when he gets back. Ijin agrees so they go off to the store. Meanwhile Blonde B is plotting already how she can rub that happy face of Daeum. As they do their shopping, all the girls in the store are attracted to Ijin but he is oblivious and doesn't even realize. Daeum sees it so she asks her brother if he ever had girlfriend where he used to live. He answers that he never had one, that surprises Daeum. She thought that he would be popular. So he shuts her down by saying that he was busy. He bounces that question back at his sister. She says that she does not have a boyfriend, and when he asks why, she gives him the same answer and says that she was busy too. Next day as Ijin leaves the bathroom he sees Daeum running out of the house. She says that she will be late so she needs to rush. He wishes her good day in school and goes to eat breakfast. As we follow Daeum running to school, out of nowhere she gets a kick into her ribs. She looks in the direction from which she got kicked and sees 3 masked girls. They start to blame her that she run into them and when Daeum tries to speak she get a smack across her face. They force her to go with them into the karaoke place. She goes with them. Then we skip to the worker of the karaoke place going to the room that the girls used and he finds Daeum on the floor badly beaten and unconscious. He helps her up and asks if he should call the 911 but she declines and says she's okay. Then we skip to Ijin waiting for Daeum after school but she is not there. He tries to call her but she does not pick up her phone. Once he gets home he can see that her shoes are there so she was home all along. He goes to check on her, but her bedroom is locked. She says she didn't feel well and she didn't pick up cause she was sleeping. As Ijin walks away from the doors he spots blood on Daeum's shoes, so he grabs first aid kit and goes to patch her up. While he does it Daeum lies to him that she fell down some stairs trying to dodge a bike. Ijin jokes that she would probably look better by getting hit by that bike. Daeum agrees and they both laugh. When he's finished he tells her that she got no broken bones just some heavy bruising so she should be okay in few days and that she should rest. Then we skip to the club where we can see Ginger Guy and his friends having a drink and talking what they gonna do with this loss. They decided that they gonna group up the next day and jump Ijin. If they do that they will show him who's the Gaffa. While they were saying that, Ginger Guy gets a phone call from his sister. She tells him that she already took care of Daeum and now she knows Wag won. As he talks to his sister, he spots Ijin walking his way. He smiles and says that is glad that he decided to visit him since he wanted a rematch. Before he could end the sentence, Ijin grabbed the closest guy to him by the face and slammed him into the table. One of the guys lunges at Ijin with a right hook but meets Ijin's fist before he could connect his attack. Ginger Guy and his friends were in shock. He tells everyone to attack at once. All the guys start launching attacks, but Ijin, like a snake, dodges every single one of them and counters their attacks. Meanwhile, on the phone, Blonde B can hear all the commotion and asks what is going on. Before Ginger can ask where, Ijin tells him if he needs to spell it out for him to stop messing with his sister. Ginger grabbed a bottle and threw it in Ijin's direction. He dodged it without a problem, so Ginger grabbed another bottle and started swinging at Ijin. Ijin dodged all the attacks and knocked the bottle out of his hand. Ginger got pissed, so he broke a bottle to make it into a shiv. Ijin started getting serious and started punching him mercilessly. Once he was done, he pinned Ginger to the table and said that if he hears again that him or his sister are messing with Dayam again, he will find them and it will not end pleasantly. Then he let Ginger go and Ijin left the club. As he was leaving, he met Blonde B in front of the club. She got so scared that she fell over and hit her arm on the concrete. At that moment, Ijin got a phone call from his granddad, and he told him that he will be home soon. When the Blonde B got into the club, she found her brother and his friends all in bad shape, spread all over the floor. She asked her brother if Ijin did this to them. Ginger didn't answer the question. Instead, he said that if he hears that Blonde B touches Dayam, he will F her up himself. We skip to the hospital where the Ginger is admitted. The Blonde B told her parents that they were attacked by Ijin for no reason and that they are the victims. Their parents are diplomats, so they have a lot of strings they can pull. Mother decided that they will get Ijin and Dayam expelled, but that's not enough. She called one of the gang members to sort Ijin out. He will learn what happens to people that mess with her family. Then we skip to Ijin's home. There is two big men in front of his doors telling Ijin's granddad to tell him to come outside. Ijin says to granddad that he should not worry because they just will have a little chat. Then Ijin follows two gangsters to some building site. As he gets there, he meets the chief. Gangsters tell the chief that Ijin followed them without making any fuss. One of the gangsters pulls out a bat and says that because he followed them nicely, they will make it quick. Out of nowhere, Ijin sends the first guy flying by punching him in the face. Second gangster realized what happened and started swinging his bat. That was no problem for Ijin as he grabbed the bat with his elbow and decked the second gangster. Chief watching was surprised because Ijin didn't show any emotions, even when facing someone older and with a bat. Then third gangster grabbed Ijin from behind. Ijin quickly elbowed him in the ribs and then punched him in the face. In mere seconds, three gangsters were laid out flat on the floor. The only person left was the chief. He said that he didn't think that in his age he will be fighting a high schooler. As he finished talking, he started trading blows with Ijin, but he couldn't connect any punches because Ijin was blocking everything. Eventually Ijin landed a punch, so Chief got serious. But Ijin was expecting every move and laid him out flat after few punches. Chief couldn't believe that he lost to a child. Then we skip to the house of Ginger and Blonde B. We learn that their dad is a congressman. As they wonder if the chief is done with Ijin, he gets a phone call from him. Chief tells them that he failed and he lost. Congressman is surprised since Chief is well known in Underworld. Chief continues that they messed with the wrong kid, as they were about to ask more questions. The doors to the room open and here comes Ijin. We can see in the background that he already sent to the dream world all of the security guards that Congressman had standing guard. When Ijin walked into the room, Blonde B told her parents that this is the guy that did them harm. Ijin in his cold demeanor didn't say anything. Mother of Blonde B said that she will call police on him because he assaulted their kids and the guards. She started calling police. Meanwhile, Ijin pulled out his phone and showed videos of Blonde B bullying his sister. He said that he got a lot of videos on Ginger and Blonde B. So if he shows them to media, Congressman's career is over. He understood the threat and said that he will pay for all the medical bills and give some extra money on top. Ijin declined the offer, so Congressman said he will make his kids go to Dayam and beg for her forgiveness. But Ijin said that it's not needed. He said he wants his kids to stay out of Dayam's sight. Congressman agreed and said that he will transfer his kids abroad. Ijin was satisfied, so he turned around and started walking off. Congressman said that he fulfilled all his wishes, so can he give him the videos? Ijin looked at him and said, "You think him stupid?" Congressman understood and said that he misspoke. After that, Ijin went home. Granddad and Dayam was waiting for him by the doors. They thought that he was in danger. Ijin said that he just went to talk to those two big guys and there was nothing to worry. As he said that, he looked at Dayam and said that she won't be falling up the stairs anymore. She didn't understand what he meant. Then Ijin went to bed. Next day in school, Dayam learned that the bully and her brother are being transferred overseas. She remembered what Ijin told her the day before. That she won't be falling off the stairs anymore. She run out of the classroom because Ijin was walking past. She didn't know what to say, so Ijin just said, "See you later." Daeum in tears said okay.